Friends, colleagues, it is an absolute privilege to be with you today. This is a critically important time. COVID hit the world by storm. It wreaked havoc around the globe. 6.5 million people died. And the question is, what do we need to do as health providers to pick up the pieces? Hi, I am Dr. Mary Zennett, a psychiatrist of 35 years with training in integrative psychiatry, and I have an executive MBA in healthcare with an emphasis on public health. I have asked myself this question many, many times. The truth is, at the peak of COVID, we did not hear a lot about lifestyle, but we had a clue from the Lancet. The Lancet published an article that said, basically, COVID blindsided us because we live in a globe with 30 years of processed food and toxins in the air and the water. And now it is time for us to raise the awareness and pick up the pieces. We are not at all minimizing any efforts to improve antiviral therapy. That's not what this is about at all. But it is with any pandemic, whether it be bacterial, viral, fungal, whatever it is, our lifestyles can make a huge difference, and to educate and empower those that we are working with to fine-tune their lifestyles. Now you might ask, well, what's the problem? Look every morning at where people are getting a lot of their food. Look at the fast food restaurants, look at the drive-thrus, look at the gas stations and the convenient marts. Those convenient marts are exploding in popularity. But are we aware that there are many people that live in food deserts? These convenient marts are the only place people have access to fresh and quality food. And there is very little there in the convenient marts. It's not a criticism, it just is what it is. And how about the issue of eating organic? You know as well as I, many organic farms are polluted by non-organic farms, and it is getting harder and harder, more expensive to eat pure organic food. Yet that is what we need to do. So what can we do? We can talk to the people that we're working with. There are local farms that really can't afford to grow organic. They grow organic, but they can't afford the certification, or they're in process. But when you get to know them, you see they are selling pure quality food. Let's support them. There is a whole movement on regenerative agriculture that focuses on pure quality soil. We look at the quality of the soil. And sadly, today, our soil in the US gets a failing grade. All these decades of industrialized agriculture, when we look at the quality of the soil, it's dust. It's dust. How are we getting nutrient-rich food for our people? These are issues that we in healthcare need to become very aware of and tackle, because these nutrient depleted foods are affecting the health of our people. of our children, of our family, of our populations. Now, one thing we can do is when we raise awareness, and again, all this is expensive. Guess what? There are inexpensive ways that people in apartments can grow their own food, and getting children involved. It doesn't have to be acres and acres of crops, but teaching children, getting them involved, and of course, not using pesticides. Now let's talk about that for a second. What is the biggest risk of these pesticides? Well, if they're killing bugs, what are they doing for us? Now, glyphosate, which is the most common pesticide used here in the US, literally robs nutrients from anything it touches. It pulls the nutrients out, leaving them void of any quality nutrition. And in my mind, if there were 2 lifestyle tips we could do to really help move past COVID and really infuse our population with health, wellness, and healing, number 1, it would be improve the nutrient density of our food day in and day out. Nutrition should not be an afterthought. And we all know there are a lot of popular foods that literally have no nutrition. Think about all the food in the wrappers and very cleverly marketed with the beautiful colors and the ads on TV. They appeal to children. But how nutritious are they? Vegetables, pure vegetables without pesticides, are probably where we are deficient the most. They say the average American, there's about 9% of people that really eat the recommended daily dose, the daily amounts of vegetables. We can do so much better, so much better. So there's a reason I'm passionate about this. I've learned, like I said, I've been in psychiatry for a long time and thought a lot about how do we help educate people, improving their lifestyle. I would have kids come in 7 o'clock at night and they'd be munching on very unhealthy snacks and drinking large bottles of Mountain Dew. And I'm thinking, why am I being asked to prescribe medication? Let's get the diets, let's get the nutrients back into children's diet. So I was privileged maybe about 15 years ago to participate in research with children with significant mental health conditions. And we were donated very high quality nutrients. It was a big commitment by the families because a lot of times the kids did not want to either take the pills, but we gave powders to sprinkle on their breakfast, on their, try to be creative to get the kids to really take the nutrients consistently. Now, the results, I expected decent results. I did not expect the results that we got. The take-home message. Now, the children with significant mental health conditions were on psychotropic medications. And there's a lot of controversy about those medications. I'm the first one to tell you that. However, what we saw, it was a population, it started with 20 and ended up with 18 children that were diagnosed with significant bipolar disorder. These children had all been hospitalized at least once. A lot of aggression, really significantly impairing their ability to function in day-to-day life. Well, lo and behold, after 6 months, and then it was continued, the progress was continued when we did the total in 9 months, they had virtually no side effects from their medications. These children came into the study. They looked groggy. They looked drugged. They were not, the discontrol was incredible. They had no ability to sit quietly, kicking, jumping on banisters, and just, you had to keep objects away from them because the risk would be that they would throw it. Now, in 6 months, to see that level of improvement, and the parents were very clear, please don't touch their medicines. It's taken us a year to get them stable on their medication. We don't want them to have to go back in the hospital. But with the nutrients, these children did amazing. So what's needed, I'll be honest with you, 15 years ago, we approached universities to say, can we raise money for larger studies? This seems to be very promising, that the children would do so much better with high quality nutrition. The interest simply was not there. The money was not there. I learned, it was a very sobering lesson for me, that if you want large studies, unfortunately, you've got to come with a large pocketbook. I'm very sorry to tell you that, but I'm what I consider myself a little clinician. I'm out with the people. I've worked with people for 35 years, and but it takes millions of dollars for this type of research. But to be very honest with you, I feel the time is long overdue that we do, as a society, embark on this level of research. And it's not about any one supplement. I would love to see it be double-blind, placebo-controlled. Now, when we did our research, I will tell you, I was told, oh, you'll never see a double-blind study. It's just too expensive. Well, I've got great news for you. There is a company in Canada, and they have published double-blind studies demonstrating that children with ADHD did phenomenally well with high-quality nutrition, high-quality nutrients that are able to get into the brain. There's a lot of science, there's a lot of detail that this involves, but it gives us clues. If that's helping children with ADHD, what else is it helping? I think we need to really refocus our lenses and delve into more depth with this type of research. Now, I will give you another example. There is a not-for-profit. This not-for-profit actually was instrumental in donating the supplements for us years ago. This not-for-profit donates high-quality nutrients to children around the world that are vulnerable, that are in orphanages. And this started years ago in the late 90s, when a couple decided that they really wanted to support an orphanage in Romania. So they provided really high quality nutrients. And these high quality nutrients literally saved children's lives. The headmaster called the couple and said, please, can we brainstorm? Can we get more of these nutrients available to the children? Because we're losing children every year. These winters are brutal. They get sick, they're cold, their immune systems cannot handle it. And with the nutrients, they thrived. I remember back then, I'd see pictures of children in Africa born to mothers with AIDS. The moms, the women had AIDS, and they were giving birth to premature babies. Now you would think, oh, well, what hope is there for that? Well, this was absolutely shocking. These children that received the nutrients thrived. You'd see pictures of these tiny little babies, and they were given just a little bit. That was the other thing that really fascinated me. It's like, wow, here in the US, these kids need a lot of nutrients. But these children were born fighting. They were born. Their immune systems were primed, and you gave them a little bit of these high quality nutrients, and they would flourish. So when you see pictures of children graduating high school, wearing uniforms, with goals for their life, and you say, wait a minute, these nutrients made the world of difference. I really believe it's time that we, as professionals, we first educate ourselves, empower ourselves, and help facilitate a widespread distribution of these high quality nutrients to vulnerable children around the world. I will give you a link below of the not-for-profit. You'll see why we're so excited, because it's just, it's very moving to feel like there are literally strategies that we can employ. They cost, yes, they cost. I'm not going to tell you they don't cost, but in the scope of the big picture, when you think about the cost of technology and the cost of a lot of high-priced modalities, these are very reasonable. So, top quality nutrition. The other thing is free of pesticides. We need to be more aware. Think about this. When your patients are going to the local store, what are they buying? What is on their kitchen table every day? These are the things we need to be looking at and helping them literally one bite at a time. And we will do so much for our patients. And it does not minimize anything else that's been done. But when the Lancet wrote that article and said, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but COVID blindsided the globe. It blindsided. Well, we were set up because our defenses were down. 30 years of processed food. Think about everything that's added to these processed foods. All the chemicals, the additives. It's not pure nutrition. The other thing I just want to mention briefly is the use of toxic chemicals in our homes. The truth is, these chemicals are everywhere. They're introducing 2,000 new chemicals every year. What is that doing for our immune health? Again, we need to get more educated. We can help steer our clients, our patients, in the right direction. The great news is we live in a world with a lot more choices. And there are, they call it DIY, do it yourself. You can make inexpensive cleaning products for the home. You can use essential oils, use basic ingredients. And these are things that we can teach the people we work with, and it will be extremely empowering for them. I'm going to be releasing a book very soon on healthy habits, and I get into this. It'll be a very inexpensive download and on Amazon. And I think for the special, it's going to be 99 cents, and then it may be several dollars. But I want people to have this information at their fingertips. When they go to the store, I want them to see, wow, what is a processed food? What is high fructose corn syrup? Okay, this is an era where we can help shift. We have to raise the awareness. It's, you know, COVID decimated the world, and we still haven't fully picked up the pieces, but we need to. I believe every one of us can do more to raise the awareness. The other thing is, all these chemicals operate at a very low frequency. The vibrational level is very low. And as we clean our diets, as we clean our environments, we operate at a higher frequency level. And what is the highest frequency organ in the body? It's the heart. So as we make these changes, we are operating at a higher vibrational level, and we care more about ourselves. We care more about one another, and we care more about the globe. So to close, I want to thank each of you for all your time and investment in empowering yourself to really improve the health status around the world and right at home. I thank you so much.